When the chips were down, the Celtics have looked to none other than Larry Bird to pick themselves off the floor. With the series tied 2 games apiece, Bird exploded for 43 points in Game 5, taking charge in almost single-handed fashion. And Larry Bird's heroics have given the Celtics a leg up on the Pistons. So tonight, a showdown in the Motor City. Detroit is talking about their Pistons, who are trying to stay on their feet and avoid the Celtics' knockout punch. They're filled to capacity at Joe Louis Arena. What could be the last game of this series or lead to a 7th game? And the home team has won every time out as the Pistons hope that charm works again against the Celtics this evening. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton. And the Detroit Pistons, who are getting an ovation right now from their fans and a standing ovation, have given the Boston Celtics all they could handle, and maybe the Celtics did not expect it. But tonight we have a development because the Pistons' front court has not produced all that well, and one of them will not be starting. Dan Roundfield has a bruised knee. He will not start, but will play. Kent Benson will be in the lineup. What does that mean, Tommy?
Well, Dick, as far as Kent Benson is concerned, he is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA as far as the Celtics. They give him no respect. They point their attack at him. So the loss of Roundfield is going to hurt. But it will provide, I think, a lot more emotion. And this is a very emotional Pistons club. Casey Jones is definitely afraid of that emotion, wants his team to get as high as the Pistons. And he tried to make that happen with the fast break in Boston in Game 5. It worked. They'll have to match a tough emotional team here tonight at Joe Louis.
All right, you can feel the electricity here, and we're going to bring you the starting lineup to the 2 teams. Starting with the Boston Celtics, Casey Jones has Larry Bird and Kevin McHale at forward, along with Robert Parrish at center. Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson have been outstanding in the backcourt for the Celtics. For Chuck Daly's Detroit Pistons, their front court has Kelly Tripucka and Kent Benson. For Roundfield, Bill Laimbeer is the center. Isaiah Thomas and John Long are in the backcourt. And the officials for tonight's 6th game, John Vanek and Ed Rush will work the game. Mike Mathis will be the alternate.
Dick, you know the man I think is under the gun for the Pistons to help them really get the job done is Kelly Tripucka. Larry Bird has gambled off him practically the entire series so far, and Kelly has been hesitant to take that outside shot and hit it with the consistency that people here in Detroit have been led to believe he would be able to do. So I think he's the guy under the gun tonight. If he has a good game from the 18-foot-plus range, it could hurt the Celtics.
He is scoring 5 points below his season's average, but he can be a threat. And also, let's not forget Isaiah Thomas, who is happy now wearing again the number 11 jersey that did not make the trip to Boston. He had to wear number 42, and it did not fit too well, and that kind of upset Isaiah Thomas, who said he is kind of picky about those things. They're underway, and Boston control it. The clock did not start. It stayed stalled at 12 minutes.
Casey Jones wants the Celtics, Dick, to really get into the flow of the game quickly, to put some, to push the ball up the court and put some attack, really attack that defense of the Pistons and give them the psychology to go along with it.
One of the things, of course, as they adjust the clock to 8 seconds off of it, that you can do to take the crowd out of the game, and the crowd is going to be a part of this game, is to get off to that good start, and that's what the Celtics hope to do, that early run.
It'd be very interesting to me, Dick, to see how quickly they attack Kent Benson. Brownfield had his troubles with Kevin McHale. So has Kent Benson. He scored 56 points against Kent during the regular season. Which then again was a team record for the Celtics.
Bird will inbound it. 8 seconds gone by here. And the Boston Celtics, who went to the free throw line and were amazingly successful at it, not only in Game 5, but all of the games. And an offensive foul called against, loose ball foul against the Boston Celtics. And it's against Kevin McHale.
Detroit made a nice adjustment, Dick, to help out, but McHale ends up with the foul. They were going right at Benson.
They're going to give Benson the shot. And Kent Benson goes up with the first shot of the ball game, and it's corralled by Robert Parrish. Celtics won the first 2 at home, lost the next 2 here at Joe Louis Arena, and won Game 5 at Boston Garden. Dennis Johnson, who had a sore back and almost didn't play, scored 30 points in support of Larry Bird in Game 5. And now they have a 3-second violation called against the Pistons.
Well, Isaiah Thomas is their real creator of offense. He'll try to penetrate as much as possible, but Danny Ainge has been doing so far in this series a creditable job keeping them out of the middle.
Both Celtic guards have been outstanding defensively and amazingly shooting as well. Larry Bird takes the first shot of the ball game off the front rim. Parrish keeps it alive. Bird picked up by Lane Beer now. Tries to get it into Parrish and does. And the ball goes out of bounds. Kent Benson helping out on defense. Detroit is off to an aggressive start. Don't forget, Benson did start 35 games at power forward this year when Roundfield was having his injury problem. Thomas going in. Lane Beer crashes the board, and Benson scores for Detroit.
Well, he's responding with emotion to the challenge, no question about it.
Inside quickly to McHale. A basket counts and a foul, and there's an example of what McHale did against Detroit and Benson earlier this year.
Daly is very afraid when Benson starts of him getting in early foul trouble, particularly if Roundfield cannot really contribute tonight. Going to have a monumental problem develop down the stretch.
Benson was defending mostly Larry Bird in Game 5. He had 5 rebounds and 8 points, but Boston is off to the 5-2 lead. Isaiah Thomas is another player who really did not have one of his better games in the 5th contest.
Well, they've taken a great part of his game away, that penetration.
Long penetrates and gets the basket, so maybe they're looking to another guy for that.
They want to take it to the hoop more this game than in any other ball game. Hope to get the Celtics in foul trouble.
Danny Ainge working inside. Lane Beer switching off, but Ainge gets the basket. Danny Ainge is shooting 56%, is having a terrific series, and you've already talked about his defensive work. There he makes a steal. McHale, Parrish, and Robert Parrish not picked up on the other side.
Well, they went to double Kevin McHale underneath. Nice pass by Kevin to Robert.
Detroit's problems have not been on offense this year and in the playoffs. It's been defensively, if anything. Tripucka posting up against Dennis Johnson. Trying to get on track is Tripucka, and an offensive foul called against Detroit.
Chuck Daly wants rebounds, rebounds, rebounds. Necessary to get this Pistons fast break attack really going.
Boston off to the hot shot shooting-wise, and of course, Detroit has been out-rebounded in every game but one. Bird goes inside. They loop it over him. Still Boston ball. By the way, Larry Bird had an intestinal virus problem last night, did not get much sleep, and did not take part in the Celtic shoot-around today. He feeds Dennis Johnson for the basket. There was a lot of shroud of mystery over that, but Bird said he feels okay. Tripucka foul.
Danny Ainge wanting a palming violation, not getting it, and once Isaiah gets into the middle of the pack, it makes the back line of the Celtics defense move and creates lots of openings, good openings.
Larry Bird, his first foul, second team foul, and Kelly Tripucka on the line. His defensive assignment, Larry Bird, what did he tell you yesterday?
Well, it's like a pane of glass, you know. As soon as you breathe on it, it fogs up, and the referees call a foul on the ball.
That's one-sided.
That's one-sided. In other words, he was saying Larry Bird gets treated like a superstar, and me a normal human being.
Well, he is a superstar, Larry Bird. Looking inside, Parrish against Lane Beer. Henson, good defense, front and back by Detroit. Long, dishes off, open, Tripucka. And there's Lane Beer with the offensive rebound and a foul against the Celtics.
Even though they did not score that time, Dick, here we see inside. Good defense by Isaiah coming back to help out on Robert. Parrish disturbs it, but up the other end of the court they go quickly. And when they push it up and get the shot outside, allows Lambier to come in and help on that offensive board.
Foul is on Parrish, his first and the third team foul. There is Bill Lambier, who has not gotten on track, and Robert Parrish, who other than the first game has not been an offensive factor. This is one of those series, Tommy, in which the centers have not been a major force.
You're right, Dick. And Lambier, I'd say this, that with McHale playing him on the outside, and he can stay pretty close to him. The best offense Lambier has is the outside shot. So the matchup that Casey is using on him is the power forward, not the center.
8:47 remaining in the first period. Lambier hits the free throw. Boston leads by 4. Pistons have won 10 of their last 13 games. The guards are playing up tight. Long and Isaiah Thomas. Berd misses. Parrish is on the other end. Boston has already had several offensive rebounds. Trapuka knocks the ball away from Larry Bird inside.
Tough defensive assignment for Kelly Trapuka to get out there and deny Bird the ball. He's given up an awful lot inside.
John Long working on Dennis Johnson. And a foul. Long fouls. Dennis Johnson will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Here's Bird being guarded by Kelly Trapuka. Trapuka says, you're going to have to get it over the top of me. I'm going to front you this time. And makes Bird actually come out, and there's Trapuka managing to get a hand on the ball. Good defense. A little new wrinkle to Kelly's defense on Bird for this game.
Johnson hits the first free throw. The Celtics were 37 of 39 from the line in the last game.
When you have an inside game like the Celtics do, Dick, and they take it to the hoop, you expect to get fouled. Detroit is really laboring with a disadvantage in that department because they're all outside shooters.
But Boston is making those free throws. 8:10 to go, a 5-point lead for the Celtics. Trapuka going into Benson. Ainge on him is a mismatch somewhere. Bird comes out to meet John Long. And Robert Parrish has a rebound. All of the Celtic front liners, Bird, McHale, and Parrish, who start, are in double figures in rebounds. Ainge scoops it in. Danny Ainge now with his second basket. Celtic guards have accounted for 9 of their 14 points. Lambier outside. That's his patented shot.
Now that time McHale backed off because he didn't want to pick up a quick second foul, and that's all Lambier needs.
Inside to McHale. Good move in by Kevin McHale, who was held below 20 points last game for the first time in the series.
Benson that time took away the baseline, forced him back to the middle, but got no help from his teammates.
Benson, given the shot, takes it. Bird clears. 7-point lead. Here come the Celtics running. Robert Parrish. The Pistons didn't get back down on defense.
And Chuck Daly wants a timeout to discuss that, Dick.
It is a 20-second timeout called by Chuck Daly. 18-9 is the score. 7 minutes to go in the first period. The Boston Celtics trying to wrap it up. And I think, Tommy, that they got more of a battle than they anticipated. Cleveland gave them a roughhouse kind of fight, and I thought that against Detroit, a finesse team, that they went in a little bit more, perhaps overconfident in the early going than they should have been.
Well, whenever you have a powerful inside team like the Celtics and the Pistons, who do not have a real strong inside game to speak of, you do go in with a lot of confidence, but they did not really end up fighting the emotion of some of those guys off the bench. But here's McHale, and Benson's doing the best he can. You saw him trying to take the baseline away, expecting some support defense, never got it. Therefore, McHale scores easily.
Boston out shooting Detroit by a wide margin. They've doubled their score. Long finds an opening. Goes in for the second time. That's going to count. Let's see who gets credit for that basket. John Long. So Long has had 2 baskets by virtue of his penetration. 7-point lead for the Celtics. Lambier on Parrish. Crowd wanting to walk, nothing coming. Haynes missing. Once again, Boston gets the offensive rebound and the point, and they're really making their mark on the offensive glass.
Brownfield at least gets aggressive on the boards.
Turnover gives it back to the Celtics. And now Chuck Daly wants not a 20-second, but a full timeout. And Robert Parrish is off to a hot start for the Celtics. He has 6 points and 6 rebounds. That's what they need from the big man.
The NBA on CBS. Tonight's playoff game from Detroit, Michigan is sponsored by light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Your Toyota dealer and his 1985 line of small trucks. New Alka-Mints, the chewable antacid from the fast relief people of Alka-Seltzer. And by Rust-Oleum Paint and new Rust-Oleum Auto Care products. Nobody fights rust like Rust-Oleum.
Boy, could I go for a nice cold light beer from Miller. I thought I'd just pop in at my favorite hangout and have one with the guys. Well, the whole gang drinks light. Oh, sure, there's a lot of other light beers around, but we all agree that light beer from Miller tastes terrific. And get this, it's less filling.
John, how many times have I told you, use the door, huh?
I forgot, I'm sorry.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Like I was saying, light beer tastes great. And another thing.
Got a whistle in you? Toyota will help you load up for less. Chrome front bumper, split bench seat, AM/FM stereo combo. Buy any of these 1985 Toyota trucks, and you can load up with over $1,000 worth of added features for only $399. So load up and save $659. Look for this sticker.
Now that's worth whistling about.
Oh, 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 what a feeling. Toyota.
Ever since things have been made out of metal, there's been rust. And the way to fight rust is with Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum renews. Rust-Oleum restores. Rust-Oleum makes things look good longer. No ordinary paint can match its durability. That's why more people use it to protect metal than any paint in America. Nobody fights rust like Rust-Oleum.
We're back live, Joe Louis Arena, 6th game between the Celtics and the Pistons, and Robert Parrish has been the pacemaker so far for the Boston Celtics. And I think that one of the things he has done affects the lineup change that the Pistons made at the start of this game.
Well, you see those 7 rebounds there. The real reason he's getting 7 rebounds is he's guarding Kent Benson in a low post when Benson is posting up. That leaves a 7-footer being contested for rebounds by a non-jumping 6'10 guy. He's going to control those defensive rebounds.
Dennis Johnson with the sore back, a game player, money player. He has averaged 24 points in the last 3 games.
He put some emotion into the Celtics attack in Game 5, helped the Celtics get off to a real good start.
Isaiah Thomas hits from outside, and he really is a streak shooter. That's his first points of the ball game. The spark wasn't there in Game 5, and the Pistons are counting on it here. McHale double team. They want to look for the open man. Danny Ainge is open. Benson the rebound. Ainge burned them for 25 earlier in the series.
Well, they're going to help out on McHale until Ainge keeps hitting those shots.
Thomas has his shot blocked, deflected out of bounds. Still Detroit ball.
You know, Isaiah has a tendency to bring the ball most of the time up the side of the court, and I think that's hurting his penetration.
Another long shot. Thomas hits 2 in a row.
Danny Ainge would be very happy if he shot from out there instead of creating all those other problems with his penetration.
On the switch, Lane Beer trying to get back to Parrish. Parrish baseline gets 2 more tough points, so Robert Parrish has 8 in the game, and he's more than halfway to his Game 5 totals in scoring and rebounding. Here's Thomas, 3 for 3. They go with a hot hand, and right now for Detroit, it's Isaiah Thomas.
In addition to his points, Dick, they want their main man to be morally into this game, to get everybody up and going.
McHale spins inside. McHale with 7, so already Parrish and McHale have 15 points, and Larry Bird has not yet scored. They're going to call the foul on Ainge, trying to block off Thomas, and that'll be the 14th foul against Boston.
You notice when he's in the middle of the floor, Danny Ainge has a difficult job stepping back from him to cut off that penetration.
Dan Roundfield has come into the ball game. He's got that injured knee, but he comes in early here. Double team on Thomas. taken away by Parrish from Trapuka. Ames gone in. Fouled by John Long.
What a great defensive play by the center, Robert Parrish. You don't often see a big guy his size step out into the passing lane and pick one off as nicely as he did.
The cheer is for Vinnie Johnson, who's coming into the ball game. He's had a series he'll always remember. 34 points in a career high in a superhuman effort last Sunday in Game 4. He came back with 30 points for the Pistons to lead them in Game 5.
And believe it, Dick, they played the Celtics some pretty decent defense on him in Game 5.
4:20 remaining, first period, and a 10-point lead for the Celtics. Thomas gets inside. Not to be denied, Isaiah Thomas.
That is what Isaiah wants to do now. Get in close.
McHale, turnaround. Parrish gets another offensive rebound. Berd trying to tip it in. And here's Trapuka. 3-on-2 for Detroit. And they're going to call. Basket good. Blocking foul. Count it.
There is no quit in this Pistons team. Here's Trapuka saying, I want to get in this game too. He took it strong to the hoop. And that was really a must basket for his ego. He wants to get in the scoring column and be a real contributor in tonight's ballgame.
The foul was on Dennis Johnson, his first and the 15th foul against Boston. And it's now a 5-point lead. So quickly, the 10-point lead has been cut in half, and Quinn Buckner, who played 7 minutes in game number 5, is in the game. Timeout, Detroit.
Nothing like lingering over a nice, lazy, leisurely lunch. And for that upset stomach trouble that can come from eating on the double, there's new chewable Alka-Mints from the fast relief people of Alka-Seltzer. It would take both a Tums and a Rolaids to get more strength than one Alka-Mints. No leading tablet works better. So, after your next relaxing meal, there's new Alka-Mints. With a strength of 2, it's the one to chew.
Wake up! If you don't graduate, we're through.
I'm bust.
Here, revive with Vibrant.
Vibrant?
Helps wake you up.
Government-appointed experts say it's safe, effective.
Revive with Vibrant.
Who's been using my razor? Mine burns me. Don't blame your razor. Use my Ice Blue Aqua Velva.
It turns red-hot razor burn to cool comfort. Smooths, too.
My Aqua Velva Man.
There's something about an Ice Blue Aqua Velva Man.
Bigger engines work easy on oil. But today's smaller, higher revving engines are tougher. They can break down an oil's viscosity within 1,500 miles. That's why there's Castrol. Tests show Castrol suffers no significant breakdown of viscosity even after 5,000 miles. So use Castrol, because if you make things too hard on your engine could make things hard on you. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
Tomorrow, see Game 1 of the NBA's Western Conference Final between Denver and Los Angeles. Sunday at the half, live coverage of the NBA Draft Lottery on CBS Sports.
You pay a price if you're Kelly Trapuka, and you have to defend Larry Bird. And Kelly Trapuka has paid that price so far in this series. But he seems to have come alive here, and there's an example of what he's done.
Well, he wants to get off the snide and takes it strong to the hoop. He wants to get into the action quickly and feel like he's part of the ball club. Very important for him emotionally. Watch as he slaps his teammates' hands, Roundfield saying, baby, you're with us, you're part of the gang.
And so far, Trapuka has outscored Bird, who is 0 for 3 from the field. And we will only know later how much his intestinal virus has affected Larry Bird. This is still the first period, 3:45, and Bird could probably end up with 30 points even at this rate. Buckner in the game, as we said.
Trapuka fronting him has hurt Bird's shot attempts.
He was wide open there and was short. The Pistons can cut it to 3. Vinnie Johnson goes to work. Not that time. And Bird knocked it around, and here's Dennis Johnson pulling up. And the Piston foul will be their 5th. Thomas the foul.
We're going to see what it takes to guard Larry Bird. There's Larry Bird in the middle of the court, foul lane, and Kelly Tripucka trailing him. And guess Robert Parrish knocks him off. The Bird had a wide open shot. Tough to play Larry Bird, particularly when those big guys are setting those mammoth picks.
Bird is coming off a career playoff high of 43. He also had 42 points earlier in the series, but has 0 right now. The Celtics nevertheless lead by 7 points after Dennis Johnson hits the free throw.
See if Dennis Johnson can keep Isaiah Thomas out of the middle of the court.
They isolate him one-on-one. Thomas going in. Bird helping out defensively. And Thomas's second effort pays off.
Bill Lambier really hustled in there to keep that ball alive for Isaiah to end up with that offensive rebound basket.
Thomas has 10 points. Pick and roll. Kevin McHale, foul going in. Well executed by Dennis Johnson and Kevin McHale. Brownfield's first foul.
They're going to work Brownfield over a little bit to see if he can move. As Vinnie Johnson trying to get through, Brownfield has to give a little help. That opens up the pass to McHale.
Dan Brownfield, who's shown best early in the series and then disappeared as of late, had the injured knee and almost didn't want to go back in the 4th period the other night. Scott Wedman has checked in, and so has Cedric Maxwell. So Casey Jones going deep to his bench in this first period.
Well, they anticipate an up-paced, emotional game. They're going to give some of their starters a good chance to rest here in the first half. Not a bad idea.
McHale misses both free throws. Brownfield, Tripucka. Good pass by Brownfield.
A good position by Tripucka against the bigger Wedman.
So Bird and Parrish are on the bench along with Danny Ainge for the Celtics. Dennis Johnson misses. Lambier knocks it into the hands of Thomas. Small team out there, relatively speaking, for the Celtics. Vinnie Johnson. Another chance. They get a third. And it's Lambier. Smart move by Vinnie Johnson. He didn't press his luck.
Take it to the hoop, make the Celtics retreat their defenders, and kick it back out. Lambier, the perfect man to execute that strategy. Hits that outside shot well.
Less than 2 minutes to go, first period. Here's McHale. Tripucka the rebound, and the Pistons, who have not had the lead, can take it here. Johnson, blocked by Dennis Johnson. And a foul against Vinnie Johnson. And DJ showed why he's one of the premier defensive players in the NBA.
I think Casey appreciated that block, but not too many people block Vinnie Johnson's shot. You watch, he goes over most people, but Dennis times it perfectly. I mean, I don't see more than once or twice a season where Vinnie Johnson gets his shot blocked. He goes over 7-footers, so it's unusual for a guard to block a shot.
Pistons have outscored the Celtics 11-2 on this run with 1:39 remaining in the period. Leading scorers, Dennis Johnson for Boston, Isaiah Thomas for the Pistons, a pair of guards. 10 points apiece. Tommy, the Celtics have gone to their bench a lot earlier than the Pistons have. They've gone with their regulars a lot longer.
Well, they have to stay in the game, the Pistons. They're trying to get Isaiah going, like right here.
He was pushed and will go to the line to shoot 2.
I'm telling you, their strategy now is get Isaiah hot, baby. Once he gets in the middle of your defense and you can't close and gobble him up and spit him out, he'll start hitting the open man. But right now, he's trying to score as he's driving to the hoop, which is a good sign.
Foul is on Buckner. Thing is, the Pistons are fighting back just to draw even as Ray Williams comes in the game. And sooner or later, Casey Jones is going to bring in Parrish, Ainge, and Larry Bird, and Dennis Johnson again, and they're going to be fresh. And the Pistons will be with their reserves. Thomas is 12.
Yeah, but maybe if these Pistons get the lead early in this ball game, the crowd will go wild, and it'll be tough for the Celtics to come back. Remember what happened in the fourth quarter here Sunday?
Different game. Wedman hits the jump shot.
Celtics offense without Bird and Parrish in there right now, not really fluid.
Well, and according to your logic, the Pistons would really make hay and should be taking the lead here.
That's what they're trying to do.
Lane Beer misses. Brownfield knocked away by Boston. It's still Pistons ball with 55 seconds remaining in the first period.
Well, Beer took that hook shot I was telling him about the other day. Not bad either. You ought to work on it.
Not as good as yours, though.
Well, he should have it in his repertoire to be a good inside player.
That's a screen for Thomas. Pick and roll. Bad pass by Thomas. And here are the Celtics, leading by 2. Wedman is open, and he's been hot. And Scott Wedman, who has been an instant offense machine. Big lift with 11 points in Game 5.
Ray Williams had him spotted all the way.
I'm going to call Ray Williams on the foul.
Celtics using multiple people right now on Isaiah. Their main objective is to try, when he gets to that one side of the court, is push him back to the pack and get some support defenders.
Here's Terry Tyler coming into the ball game. Trapuka goes out. He scored 6. But Tyler has a lot of desire and has been one of the heroes coming off the bench for Chuck Daly.
Well, he's an extraordinary leaper for his size. Chuck Daly said he's a power forward and a quick forward's body, and he's about that. I'll tell you, he can really get up on that glass. And with Wedman in there, they should have the rebounding edge at that position.
(34-31). 30 seconds to go in the first period. Vinnie Johnson is guarding Ray Williams. Isaiah Thomas is on Buckner, and Thomas will slough off on Buckner, who's not an outside threat. Brownfield is on McHale. Lane Beer cheating on Cedric Maxwell. 5 on the shot clock. Double team. Ray Williams in trouble. And Buckner at the buzzer counts the basket. The Celtics were very fortunate that Ray Williams found a man, and he hit it. Thomas misses at the buzzer. And that's the end of the first period with the score. The Celtics 36, the Pistons 31. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station.
The Wagner Power Roller. You can get it with up to 15 attachments to save you time on every part of a room. So much time that a room we painted in over 5 hours with a regular roller and brush, we finished in only 2 hours and 4 minutes with the Wagner Power Roller. It's more than just a roller, because a room is more than just a wall. Now get a $10 rebate on the Power Roller and selected Wagner Power Painters.
This is CBS.
He always dreamed of owning a diving company. He had what it takes to make it happen.
You got an extra taste for a living, for the special things in life, doing what others wish they could and knowing it's all right. So here's to everyone who wants more out of life, and here's to everyone who finds something extra. Stroh's signature is something extra.
Stroh's signature is something extra. You have our name on that.
You want a Whopper? It's late at night. Come to Burger King and we'll treat your hunger right. Late night drive-through at Burger King. Burger King. We're open past midnight. Late night at Burger King. Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
Detroit's most complete Pistons coverage tonight at 11.
Here's the Mavericks with a chance to take the lead. McGuire, jumper. Yes!
In the spiral. 2 seconds, 1 second. Incredible!
Hey, with 5 seconds into the front court, goes to Malone into the corner. Malone throws up a brick left side. Oh, my goodness, what a shot!
America's game.
Unbelievable shot!
It's fantastic. Can anyone slow up those Lakers? Well, the Denver Nuggets are going to give it a try. Game 1 of the NBA Western Conference Final. Tomorrow from the Forum in Inglewood, California. The Lakers won 3 of 5, but Denver was the only team to beat L.A. twice on the Forum court, where the Lakers have won 22 straight. Doug Moe has done a terrific job. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time, 2 men to be looking at. Dan Issel and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a couple of old pros.
Well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mr. Inside, gets you those nice enclosed hooks with the sky hook, but Dan Issel presents a defensive problem for Jabbar. Going to make him come outside because Issel, much like Lambier, can hit that outside shot.
Larry Bird and Robert Parrish have come back in the ball game for the Celtics, starting the second period. And I'm sure Casey Jones must have in mind a chance to open up the lead. Detroit out-rebounded Boston. A bit of a surprise in the first period. Isaiah Thomas to Tyler. Bird guarding Tyler. Terry hits the shot. Big shot in the arm is he. So anyway,
pushing up the floor fast, and you get those open shots, and on the misses, you usually get a decent shot at the offensive rebound.
3-point lead for the Celtics. Wedman remains in there. Williams and Buckner the guard. Parrish, long range. He's having a fine game. Parrish has 10, so does Dennis Johnson to lead the Celtics.
And Lambier has to be very careful with him.